time.
Hey guys, it's Asha. So today I'm doing a video that I've been planning and thinking of doing for a very long time but just never did it, and it's basically all about how to dress for your specific body type, how to dress in ways that will make you appear slimmer or taller. And of course I'm not saying that you have to do these things. If you don't want to do them, you completely don't have to, but if you do want to, cool. I just know that personally when I wear things that suit my body type and accentuate my best assets, I feel a lot more confident, and you really can create illusions with clothing. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those things in today's video, and this week's comment topic is for you guys to let me know what item in your wardrobe do you know you can just go to and feel most confident and most comfortable in, because I know we all have one like dress or skirt or whatever it might be. So yeah, let's get started. So the number one thing I think you need to do before anything is figure out what kind of body type you have. Obviously everybody's body types are completely different, so nobody's going to be exactly the same, but if you guys weren't aware, there are a couple of specific body types which most generally you will fall into. I myself have a pear-shaped body, which means that my lower section of my body, like my hips and my butt, is bigger than my top section. You might be the opposite, which is an apple body shape, so you might have a bigger bust and then smaller hips, smaller legs, or you might be an hourglass, which is basically where it just curves in at the middle and your top, I feel like I'm making this way more complicated than it has to be. Basically it looks like an hourglass. And then I think the last body type, I could be wrong, there could be heaps of different ones, but I'm just going to focus on these four in today's video, is straight. So you're very boxy, very up and down, you don't have a lot of curves. So yeah, go stand in the mirror, have a look if you haven't figured out what your body type is. The next thing I think you need to do is figure out something that you like about your body. I know we all have at least one thing, so go and stand in the mirror, have a look, decide, okay, I really like my legs, or I really like my bust, or I really like my shoulders. It can be literally anything. It can be so easy, I know, to stand in front of a mirror and just put yourself down and point out all these things that you don't like about yourself. But I guarantee if you try hard enough, then you'll be able to find something that you absolutely love about your body. For me, I am most confident about like my waist area, because it's like the slimmest part of my body compared to my hips, which I'm not so confident about, or my bust, which is a little bit smaller, so I'm also not so confident about that. So when I dress, I like to accentuate my waist because that is what I'm most confident about. It's a smaller section of my body, so when I accentuate my waist, it really slims down my figure. The great thing about accentuating something that you like about your body is that it will make you feel more confident when you go out or wherever it might be that you're going, and it'll also draw attention away from areas of your body that you aren't so confident about. So now that you've got a thing about your body that you like, let's just say it's your waist, because I'm using that as an example. My number one tip for accentuating parts of your body that you like is to choose items that either cut off or cinch in at that area. So for me, I will most generally wear clothing that is tighter around my waist than anywhere else, or I will wear like a big belt or high-waisted jeans that end at my waist. When you choose something that cuts off at a certain area, it's going to draw attention to that area. So it goes the opposite way as well. If you aren't so confident about your thighs, for example, if you choose a skirt that cuts off at your thighs, because it cuts off at that point, you're going to draw attention to that area. For me, if I wear items that cut off on my hips, like on the biggest part of my body, then it's going to draw attention to that area, which I don't like. So I always steer clear of jeans that sit on my hips, always steer clear of long tops that sit on my hips. And that doesn't just go for hips or waist, it goes for your arms as well. Like the top I'm wearing today ends in the area of my arm that's the slimmest, and it's the most, whoa, did you just see the lights? And that is the most flattering. If I was wearing a top that ended down here, which is the bigger part of my arm, it's going to draw attention to that part of my arm. I'm going to do the opposite of slimming down my body. So now a couple of tips if you guys are wanting to look a little bit taller or to elongate your body. I don't usually do these type of things because I'm 6 foot tall, so I don't really want to appear any taller. But if you are a little bit shorter and want to appear taller, then one thing you can do is wear high-waisted jeans, because they will make your legs look so much longer. Try and steer away from clothing items that cut directly across. If you have a pair of boots that cut directly across your legs, it's going to make them appear shorter. And one way you can combat this is by choosing shoes that kind of dip downwards instead of cutting directly across. When it comes to clothing, try and go for more drapey fits. Off the shoulder tops are always really flattering, and like I said before, try not to go for tops that cut directly across. If you're wearing like a t-shirt or something, maybe try one that tapers downwards at the side, just so it's not so boxy on your body. All of those things are things you can take into consideration no matter what your body type is. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of things you can do for specific body types. So if you have a pear-shaped body like me, one thing you can do is wear tops that kind of balance out your heavy bottoms. So I will never wear like a really big flowy skirt and then a super tight top, because that's just going to accentuate the pear. Instead, a lot of the time I'll go for a flowy skirt or a tight bottom that cinches in at my waist, and then a top that adds volume. Off the shoulder tops are really good, especially if they have like ruffles or something like that. That's just going to add to your bust area. Push-up bras, girls. And also flared pants are really good. If you have an apple body shape, then you probably want to do the opposite to that, because an apple is the opposite of a pear-shaped body. So try and wear like tighter tops and then more loose flowing skirts, stuff that pinches in at your waist. Again, my number one tip in life is just to accentuate your waist, because it's the smallest part of your body and it's going to slim down your body a ton. If you have a straight body type, then like I just said, pretty much already said the tip I was going to say for straight body types, but try and pinch in and accentuate your waist. Because you have quite a straight up and down body, you may lack curves, so pinching in at your weight, accentuating your weight is just going to create the illusion of curves. When you're going for clothing, then also try and pick stuff that is like loose flowing, like these sleeves here, or like a big ruffly top or like a ruffly skirt, and that's just going to create the illusion of curves. And try and steer clear from, say, like t-shirt dresses and stuff that just go straight up and down, because that's just going to not give you many curves at all. You have an hourglass figure, which I know for a lot of people is what they really try to achieve. I'm not saying everybody does, but for me personally, when I dress, I do try and dress to an hourglass figure. So if you have an hourglass figure, you're extremely lucky, although only 8% of women actually have an hourglass figure, so don't feel bad if you don't, because hardly any women have an hourglass figure. I would just say embrace your curves. So like more tight fitting clothing, stuff that accentuates your waist. Again, you really can't go very wrong with an hourglass figure because it's so flattering. Once again, maybe try and stay clear from really loose, baggy, straight up and down t-shirt dresses, because that's not going to accentuate your figure at all. And if you have an hourglass figure, then you've probably got quite a big bust or quite a big butt. So I would say you don't have to do this, of course, you can wear whatever you like, but try and either show cleavage or like show your legs, or wear a short skirt. Those are all the tips I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And I don't know, maybe I could do like a whole series based on how to dress to achieve different things. Does that make sense? It made sense in my head. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!